So I'm sitting in my new apartment. I just moved into it yesterday. I just moved to the Dominican Republic. And I moved here about a month ago, but I had an Airbnb the first month, and it was to give me time to find an apartment. And I'll give you the apartment tour in a minute, but it's a 2-bedroom. It's not huge, but it's not tiny. It's not super new or modern, but it's not bad. And it's pre-furnished as well. The $490 a month that include all the furniture and all this stuff. And it's got 2 balconies, which is pretty cool. But anyway, obviously this is one of the reasons I moved here, was because the cost of living is much, much lower. And by the way, the Dominican Republic, or at least in the city, Santo Domingo, where I live, is actually one of the most expensive cities in the Latin America. There are much cheaper places than this. But one of the reasons I moved here was, the reason I moved to here specifically, because I was actually going to move to Latin America anyway. But I moved here because I visited in January, and then I met a girl that I really liked, and she's my girlfriend now. And talking about that, another one of the reasons I moved here is because of the dating. Like, I'm not exaggerating. My girlfriend is like a 9 or a 10 out of 10 looks. And she does not working at a model now because she didn't like the work. She had issues with it, but she was working as a model full time for a while. Like, she is amazing looking. She knows how to cook. Like, she can cook like a motherfucker. Like, if we broke up, I don't know if I could ever find a girl that could cook as well as her. And she loves to take care of me. Like, when she's here, she will cook all my meals for me. Like, today she had to leave to go home to her family's house. And even before she left, she was like, "Oh, do you want me to cook breakfast for you before I leave?" I'm like, "No, it's cool." Like, she's an amazing cook. She also cleans a lot. Like, she keeps the place super clean. Usually before we go to bed, even if it's late, she'll do all the dishes like before she goes to bed. Amazing, amazing girl. And the thing is like, I've dated really good-looking girls before in the United States, but here it's like way easier to find them. And here the thing is like, I look exotic here. Like, I stand out like crazy. This is a country in Latin America, but the people here, there's quite a bit of diversity, but there's a lot of really, really dark people. It's next to Haiti, so there's a lot of like African descendants here, I believe. And so like, when I'm here, I look crazy exotic. You know, in the United States, I look like I'm pretty good looking, but I look normal. But I tell you, like, in the United States, like, Tinder does not work for me. Like, I'm pretty picky about the way girls look. I prefer to date like really, really good looking girls that at least look like they could be models, that are just really pretty. I don't know, that's just my preference. And Tinder does not really work at all for me there. Like, I'd put in a lot of work, and you know, usually the girls aren't as good looking in person. I could only get a date like, you know, every few months or something from Tinder. Here, oh my god, dude, I can hop on Tinder and just tons of messages. Like, you know, it's still Tinder, you still get flakes and crap like that, but like, I'm telling you, it is easy for me to get dates with girls who are like really, really beautiful looking. Like, it's super easy. Like, if me and my girlfriend broke up, I would have no issues getting a ton of different dates with a ton of different girls right away. And that is another reason why I wanted to move to Latin America. One thing is just because it's cheaper, and another reason is because just the dating is absolutely amazing. So let me give you a tour of the apartment real quick anyway, before I get too off topic. So here's the front door. Like I was saying, it's not like the most modern apartment, but it was pre-furnished, so it came with all the furniture and stuff. And I think it has quite a bit of a charm to it. Like, it just, so this part of the city is the Colonial part of the city, and this was actually, I believe, the very first city in the United States. Here's my work setup here. I think this is where Christopher Columbus actually landed. And it has 2 balconies, which is cool. It has a balcony off the living room here. Not the nicest balcony, but like, there's enough room for chairs. And there's a balcony over it, so it's safe from the rain. Yeah, so this is the Colonial part of the city. It has this old Spanish architecture. This is also the only tourist part of the city. And I can't remember if I said before, but I'm in Santo Domingo in Dominican Republic. I know I said that before. I'll show you the other balcony in a minute. And this isn't like the nicest, richest part of the city, but this part of the city, it does have like a nice charm to it. The only thing I don't like about this part of the city is because it's the tourist area, you get people that sort of bother you if like, cause me, I'm obviously a tourist. Like I'm not Dominican. I stand out here. Very, very European, white looking. But the only bad thing is that there are people who kind of bother me and kind of speak like crappy English just because they want my money. Just because their job is, they make money off of tourists. Which isn't that big of a deal, but it's a little bit annoying. But this part of the city is safe. Like I will be able to record the selfie videos here, which is good. And, it's not a studio, it's a 2-bedroom. I think for $490 a month, it's pretty awesome. I didn't have to worry about buying any furniture. I just had to buy a few pots and pans and towels and stuff. Even the bed came with the sheets on it. I'll have to get a spare set, but it has a lot of room. There's quite the desk that I'm using there was over there, but I don't like to work in the same area where I sleep, so I moved it. And one thing I love about this apartment is it gets a lot of light and it gets a lot of breeze, as you can see, during the day. It's super hot here, and I don't like to use AC during the day. It has an AC unit. I only like to use it when I sleep. And it has these big fans. These old fans get really fast too. There's one in here, one in the living room. Actually, the newer, at least the Airbnbs I have, they have these newer type of fans that they kind of suck, to be honest. So yeah, here's another balcony. The balconies aren't super nice. They're a little ghetto looking, but here's the view from this balcony. And you can see this part of the city just has a nice charm to it. Like I feel, obviously I'm living in a foreign city. Even looking in the apartment and looking outside the window, it's obvious that I am not living in the US, which is a really cool feeling. I've wanted to travel and, kind of at least spend a lot of time in foreign cities for a long time. It's been kind of a dream of mine. Finally, at 36 years old, I was able to make this happen. But just seeing this here, you can see this is why people are moving out of the US. And this city in Santo Domingo, I've heard a lot of Italian, let's get the lighting better, a lot of older Italian guys and French people are retiring here because the cost of living is cheaper. And if you like really hot weather, you're going to like it here. It's in the Caribbean. But it's if you can make money from a laptop remotely, you can make money using the U.S. economy. It's kind of why would you live in the U.S.? You could go travel for fun. You can get way cheaper rent. And by the way, Santo Domingo, where I am, is one of the most expensive places to live in Latin America. It's not cheap. Colombia is way cheaper than this. I was looking at Colombia and I was finding in Medellin, there are a lot of Airbnbs you can get. They're studio Airbnbs, but they looked pretty nice from what I saw from the photos for $500 a month. They're under $500 a month. The Airbnbs in Santo Domingo that were $500 a month were not very good looking. They were tiny, cramped little studios that didn't have real kitchens. So this is an expensive city actually, and I'm still, this is $490 a month, and it's fully furnished. It includes the water, and it includes Wi-Fi too. I have to pay for the gas, which is less than $10 a month. It's a fixed price. And the electricity. The electricity I was told to be $20 or $30 a month or something like that. I don't know yet because I just moved in yesterday. We'll see. But I use the AC very, very sparingly. And apparently there's something called a converter that they hook the AC and the fridge up to and stuff, so they use a lot less electricity. I never heard of that until I moved here, but looking at all the apartment ads and stuff, a lot of them, they advertise that they use something called, I believe, a converter. So apparently it makes the AC use a lot less electricity. And I only use the AC when I sleep, and I put it on a very high temperature too. A temperature high enough to where I still only need a sheet to sleep with, not a blanket. But it's this is why people are leaving, the U.S., or this is why people are moving out of the more expensive cities in the Bay Area, San Francisco in the U.S., and moving to places like Austin, Texas. Especially now after COVID, all these jobs, they switched to where you could work remotely, and a lot of them stayed like that because people like it so much more, and possibly the companies could like it more too if they don't have to pay for office space and stuff like that. It could be a win-win. But it's like you can hack your life like this if you're living in a foreign country. And there are just so many benefits. Like the dating can be way, way better. Like whatever ethnicity you are, there is some country where you can go to where you are probably sexy as fuck and look exotic as hell, and you can just be lazy and just hop on Tinder and get easy dates. Like there's some country where you're gonna be able to do that. You know, there's some country where you're gonna be able to do that, and you're just gonna be able to hack your life. And even if you live in a foreign country, there are still ways to make money online where you can still make money using the US economy. Like if you make YouTube videos in English, your main audience is going to be the United States. And then the next ones below the United States will probably be Australia and UK, which are also very wealthy countries. And if you're doing like blog type of sites like I'm doing, you make them in English. Probably your main like the advertising money and stuff like that, and the blog site is also going to be in the U.S. So you could live in a country like India and still make money off the U.S. economy like this from a computer, like wherever you live. You can go travel and do this. And a lot of people are, with the advances in technology and after COVID, a lot of people that even have normal jobs, like my brother right now is traveling all over with a new girlfriend he got because he has some sort of tech type of job where he can work from a laptop. I have another friend who does the same thing. This is part of the reason why I'm doing this. I actually learned it from him. He has a tech type of job as well. He moved to Mexico. I think from what it sounded like, the main reason he moved there was for the dating. And he actually got a wife for like a couple years or something, but they recently got divorced. And then he recently texted me and he's like, yeah, I'm going back to Mexico, baby. And he's like, it'll be more fun because I just got divorced. And he's like, sent me a picture of this girl. He's like, look, I got this girl waiting for me there. Like, she looked super cute. Like, especially if you're white looking, you can go to Latin America and you can get way, way better looking girls that you can get in the U.S. for just like way less work. And they'll treat you way better. They'll be much nicer to you. And your money can go way, way farther when you move to places like this. Like other places people are going, like the Philippines, Thailand, there are places in Asia. I have a friend that's traveling. She was in like Cambodia or something. Something like that, some country in Asia. She showed me this hotel that was like $20 or $30 a night, and it had like this crazy view off the balcony. Like the video is titled like $30 a night hotel with $1 million view, and then the video shows the view out of the hotel. And like I was like, you don't even have to get an apartment like I do. Like another thing too is if you travel, like if you go to like Mexico, you can travel to like other cities in Mexico and stuff like that, and like all over Latin America, and you can get these one-way flights for like $100 if you're already in Latin America and you travel from city to city. And then, like I said, in the cheaper places, you can find Airbnbs, for like $500 or under $500 a month. And when you get an Airbnb, like you're not committing to anything. Like when you get Airbnbs for a month, this is the key. Book Airbnbs for a month because a lot of them will give you a huge monthly discount, and you'll get them way cheaper that way. So if you're staying for places for at least a month and you book Airbnbs, you can get big discounts and get them a lot cheaper. That's a way to like hack your travel. Like if I was traveling, that's what I'd do. I'd stay in different cities for a month or more, and you get these big discounts on Airbnbs. Travel to a nearby city for like $100 flight. You can live like this for way cheaper than the U.S., especially if you're living in an expensive city like New York City or LA or San Francisco or places like that. It's just way, way cheaper here. And by the way, I'm just starting like a membership for this channel, a subscription-based thing. I think I'm going to start it off $7 a month. And I don't know exactly what I'm gonna do with it yet, but it's gonna have member-only videos. Starting out, I'm gonna do at least one video a week, and the topics of the videos are gonna be member-suggested questions or suggestions for topics on videos and stuff like that. And I won't be walking outside. I'll just be sitting in my living room like this. They'll be more chill, more like intimate videos. But I'm going to start out with at least one a week. So if you're interested in that, you can sign up. Hopefully it'll be approved after this video gets released. Also, you get to see my videos before they get released. Usually I'll film like 3 or 4 videos at once and then schedule the releases out so you can be able to see those early. And also, this is something I'm debating, is doing some sort of like one-on-one coaching with like a Zoom call, because I think I'd be very good at doing certain sort of coaching types of things to help people kind of with different aspects of their life. Maybe just to help you get a routine going, or I could help you be accountable for goals that you do, help you kind of just keep you in check and work on them every day. I don't know what I would charge for this or anything yet, but if you're interested in that, you can check in my email in the description. You can hit me up on that if you're interested in that as well.